What's up, everybody, and welcome back to GG Prime. This week, I am joined by the newest writer for Geeks and Gamers.com, and he is a beast when it comes to reviewing movies. Mr. Wayne Reed, how's it going, Wayne?
Hey, everybody. Going good, Caroline. It's all fine and dandy, except, well, despite we're the only two being in this podcast for today.
Oh, well, I'm not good company enough for you?
Oh, no, you're in great company. I mean, after all, at least I'm the Salem to your Sabrina, right?
All right. Before we do get started, I do want to give a big shout out to Pensacon because Jeremy Griggs and some of the team from Geeks and Gamers were representing geeksandgamers.com at Pensacon this weekend. So shout out to those guys, and I know they had a blast. I wish I could be with them. But we are talking about this week, Joss Whedon leaving the Batgirl movie. We're also going to be talking about the positive reactions, can't emphasize positive enough, they're positive reactions for the Aquaman movie. Positive. And we are also going to be given a box office update from Black Panther, as well as taking some questions from our Geeks and Gamers Patreon exclusive group on Facebook. But first, so Joss Whedon officially announced that he is left the Batgirl movie with The Hollywood Reporter this week. The quote he gave them is, "Batgirl is such an exciting project, and Warner Brothers DC such collaborative and supportive partners that it took me months to realize I really didn't have a story. I'm grateful to Jeff Johns, and Toby Emmerich, who is the Warner Bros. Picture Group president, and everyone who was so welcoming when I arrived and so understanding when I, is there a sexier word for failed?" Now, I don't think there's a sexier word for failed, just to get that one completely out of the way with.
No way.
But, Wayne, let's hear your thoughts on Joss Whedon leaving Batgirl, because it does come as a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, actually, I might be a bit surprised about this news, but honestly, I'm not.
No?
Because, actually, considering to be given what Joss Whedon has been given a project to do with no story, shocks me, because back then, Joss was like one of those wizards for storytelling back in its from TV to movies. Like, when you take a look at Buffy the Vampire Slayer, for example, he was like a genius when it comes to that show. I know, because I'm a huge fan of the show myself since I was a teen. Yeah. And some other shows like Firefly or Angel. Did he create Angel?
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah.
We're giving him credit either way.
Yeah, either way, so he's been given a lot. But also the Avengers, of course. Considering what what Joss had in store, I wish him the best in his future endeavors after he left the Batgirl project. But as for the Batgirl itself, I'm still hoping for the best that they actually find a female director for the project, which is no surprise because of how, given much of a success Wonder Woman was a hit back then, thanks to Patty Jenkins.
Yeah, amazing director.
Yeah, she is. But if I have like a few female directors in mind, since there's not too many, I have a few that comes right in my mind that I nominee. That is Catherine Bigelow and Ava DuVernay or DuVernay. I hope I don't butcher her last name, but she's the director.
People, it's okay.
Yeah, she's the director from Winkle in Time, so don't.
So you're not surprised he has left?
At all. I mean, he's had like a lot of SJWs aiming at him, like attacking him and all in some sorts, but I don't hate the guy. It's just that he has to really take a chill pill down a notch when it comes to Twitter. But then again, I'm not really a political person at all either, because as soon as we all know, it's a dangerous territory, so...
Yeah, gotta be careful out there, kid. I'm not surprised Joss Whedon has left the Batgirl movie as well. I mean, I guess I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. It's really 50-50, because I thought when that Joss Whedon was announced he was going to do the Batgirl movie, it came as a kind of a surprise to me that he's going to affiliate himself with DC, considering the route DC has been going in, the route they were going in. It's just a team up, I guess, didn't see clicking, and it hasn't clicked.
Yeah.
And for him not to have a story, I just find that really hard to believe that Joss Whedon, of all people, like you said, the guy behind Buffy the Vampire, the guy behind Firefly, the guy behind Avengers, and he didn't have a story for Batgirl. Something about that just doesn't seem to sit right with me.
Yeah.
And now we have a lot of talk going on that he was only brought on to finish Justice League as well. And there's a lot of different, hearsays going on the internet right now. I want to know if you're actually buying into anything you've heard based on fan theories or maybe different websites, THR, and so on.
And everything that's been going on. Yeah, I don't really follow too much of the fan theories going on in some sorts. I mean, if you take a look at The Last Jedi, for example, people have been taking it way too seriously on the fan theories, like, really. But as for Justice League itself, at first I actually really liked the film, but after a couple of rewatches here and there, it's really that messy of a film. It's just very, very flawed.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I didn't enjoy Justice League either. I'm interested to know why you didn't like... I know you really liked Wonder Woman. Like, move your head to the right or left, Wayne, just so you can see that Wonder Woman poster. That's right. There we go. It was great, and the Justice League comes out. To me, they over-sexualized a lot of the characters, and I will give examples of this. So when Aquaman's about to dive into the ocean, right, he's wearing denim jeans and a cotton tank top, right? But you take the cotton tank top off, that is the less heavy material than the denim jeans. Right. So that was one thing that didn't make no sense to me. There were shots of Wonder Woman that did fix on her. It's a very lovely ass, but I don't need to see that. Really. And then as well, there was a big argument of how the Amazonians looked, where they'd gone from this warrior type outfitting to the gold bikinis almost.
Yeah, a very skimpy-ish type of clothing.
It was. I mean, and that's one of the reasons I didn't like Justice League. But why didn't you like Justice League personally?
From my own personal thoughts after my third viewing of the film.
Oh, poor you.
I noticed that a lot of changing. I noticed that a lot of flaws that's been going on. Well, I can't deny there has been some good merits to it. Like, let's see, if I can only think of one. Well, Cyborg needed more development. Well, Cyborg was cool. I liked him. And what else? Gal Gadot was still strong. Gal Gadot was still in his strongest performance as Wonder Woman. Definitely. And there are some nice action scenes here and there, if I can. But one of them in particular is when Steppenwolf is like, I'm trying to protect this, trying to get to the mother box. That's like the only good action scene I can think of right now. But I know it's going to give me such a headache. I can't even know where to start.
Yeah.
But the return of Superman, however, it felt very, very rushed.
I agree.
But yeah. And something about Henry Cavill's CGI uglyish looking mouth, though, like, yeah. We want to dive deep into that. did they really not have enough time to shave his mustache, or
Well,
like honestly was sad?
route in the end, because obviously they brought Joss Whedon on, and I thought, and it looked like they were going to do the whole death of Superman thing. Superman, I believe, does have a beard in that. He has a black suit in that, and I think maybe that's why they had to CJ, or maybe he was doing another film.
Maybe so.
I don't know, but they could have done something better, surely.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to stay with DC now, but we're going to move on to a more brighter note, a more positive side of DC.
A more shining our guiding light, actually.
Yeah, that too. But Aquaman. So test screenings for Aquaman have happened, and the reaction is positive. It's really positive. Great news to hear. Now, the movie has been described by some people as an action-packed, emotional story. That right there interests me very much, because I know we're getting Aquaman's brother in this. I know there's like some big, colossal battle under the sea going on, and it's like dolphins and shit, like flapping around. I don't know, there's kind of all kinds of crazy stuff going on. But Wayne, your response to the positive reactions for the Aquaman test screening?
Well, I gotta say, I am actually very surprised hearing all this positive reactions to that test screening. Well, as far as going back into that Aquaman film, since I first heard that James Wan is going to direct it, which he currently did, which I'm a huge fan of James Wan. I mean, you get Insidious to The Conjuring to Furious 7, which I actually like that one. But yeah, I'm actually really excited when I heard that James Wan is going to direct this. And as far as hearing the test screenings for Aquaman goes, that actually really got me excited for the film even more after hearing so much description given to it. And I know that Jason Momoa is back as the main character from Justice League. I like Jason Momoa. I liked a lot of his stuff. I liked him as an actor. I became a fan of his after seeing the first season of Game of Thrones, which I know you haven't seen that show yet, Caroline. No.
Don't judge me.
No. Don't worry. Whenever you get the chance, yeah, I highly recommend you check that out. I mean, all sorts of craziness going on, but still a great show nonetheless.
You mentioned James Wan, and James Wan, when it was announced he was going to be directing, really did shock me because, like you said, James Wan is pretty much known as the horror director with, I mean, the Conjuring movies. That got me, I mean, okay, I'm not going to lie, it was the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it's in the 90s. That got me back into horror movies. But the Conjuring films, they're fantastic films. And you know, this master director of horror movies is going to be directing Aquaman. I was like, it's just kind of weird to put in your head. I'm guessing Aquaman is going to be kind of dark. Now, they're going to go a dark route with it if James Wan is involved. What are your thoughts on James Wan directing a comic book movie? Like, you know, staying away from horror movies and doing a comic book movie. It's just so different of him.
Yeah, Caroline, I actually do find it very strange too, directing a comic book movie coming from a horror director such as James Wan. I mean, he's no stranger. I mean, he's been doing that before with an action movie like Furious 7, like I mentioned. And coming from a horror director who's been knowing a lot from his previous stuff like Insidious and The Conjuring, which both fantastic movies. But hearing that a film that's going to be like quite dark, but not quite as dark as Zack Snyder's vision, hopefully not. But hearing that he has his adaptation for Aquaman, I didn't really read like a lot of Aquaman comics growing up. I mean, I've been reading some, but growing up, I've been starting to take a liking into Aquaman. Like after I'm watching the Justice League animated series and one of the DC's animated movies, Justice League Dawn of Atlantis, that got me into the character like quite a bit more, actually. Going through his origin stories and how he became Aquaman and all sorts of good jazz here and there. But yeah, I'm hoping that the film would do good, if not better. But yeah, seems like the DCU's been already taking a step in the right direction with Wonder Woman. Although it took like a little few steps back with Justice League in some sorts, but...
You're being kind there. I would have said it jumped miles backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that point too, Caroline, but hopefully Aquaman can regain its steps back forward even more. Hopefully.
Hopefully. I'm actually hoping the same thing too. You know, Wonder Woman was such a great movie. Was it released last year? Refresh my memory.
It was released last year.
Wow. So yeah, sorry, I'm just like Wonder Woman. Wow.
Oh, no problem.
Tearing off on my own. But Wonder Woman was such a great movie, and I'm really hoping Aquaman is going to be another great movie from DC as well. Last week we had this joke going around if DC doesn't have a plan. I don't think they have a solid plan, but I think they must have a plan. Surely they have a plan. Please tell me they have a plan.
Yeah, they must have a master plan going on here.
They must have something lined up. And if they do, and because we've had Wonder Woman in, I'm going to call it the Abomination. That's right, I hate Justice League that much.
Yeah, it's my least favorite of the series for sure.
It's just such a letdown after a film like Wonder Woman, and then we get Justice League, and it's, you know, they're just trying to play catch up with Marvel too much. It's like, before we even establish these characters, let's just throw them in one movie, and then you can't really establish the characters as best you can. In the solo movies, they established Henry Cavill Superman, even though I've never liked his Superman. I think I liked him the most in Justice League. They I guess you could say they established Ben Affleck as Batman and Batman Superman.
Of course.
Wonder Woman, completely established, amazing. But then it's like, here's Aquaman, here's Cyborg, here's The Flash. And it's like, for people who aren't comic book fans, might not know these characters that well. They don't have a depth to them, and then it's really hard to actually invest in them when you're not invested in them because you don't know much about them. It's just like, here they are, enjoy. It just doesn't work like that. As a whole, the DC cinematic universe definitely has its problems. Maybe stepping away from Zack Snyder's vision, and I think we're possibly now seeing more of Jeff Johns' vision come to light on the screen. He worked very closely with Patty Jenkins. He worked very closely with James Wan as well. There's a kind of a pattern forming here, which is if Zack Snyder's not really that involved, then the movies tend to be good. And I don't want to like insult Zack Snyder or anything like that. No, I'm just saying there is a pattern forming here, and it needs to be noted. But overall, DC Cinematic Universe, I mean, how do you feel about it right now? Are you optimistic? Are you pissed off about it? You're a big DC fan, I know. You're a big Batman fan. So how do you feel? How do you feel about its current state?
Yeah, its current state in the DCEU as of now, I'm still very optimistic about it, but they really need to fix themselves back up at this point. I mean, after everything that went down in Justice League, box office wise, since it massively dropped.
Second week, right? Second week.
Yeah.
Big drop, yeah.
Yeah, back in the second week. And after its massive drop, they really need to fix themselves back up and take everything they have back so they can have themselves back in the right direction again. As for Zack Snyder, as much as I don't mind the guy, they really, really need to let him go too, because his vision is not really helping a lot of people, including fans. That's why people really hated Batman v Superman as of today. And the director's cut didn't really do that much help either, honestly. And all that's been went down. You can't even tell which is directing who. Justice League wise, was it Joss directing it? Was it Zack directing it? Either way, who was who? But you can really tell that it's Joss by shooting lots and lots of orange skies in the third act, because I know it's Joss. I mean, he's been bringing a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, it is a thing. Have you seen the Avengers?
Yeah, Firefly.
Yeah.
It's his trademark.
Yeah, that's like it's really his own personal trademark right there. Like I said, they just had to bring themselves back up at this point in time. But they really just trying so hard to be like Marvel, as you said before. But if you take a look at Marvel right now, it's been like 10 years of the MCU, which is finding it very hard to believe since Iron Man. And when you take it,
makes you feel old.
I'm not that old, but I'm still way ahead of myself. When you take a look at Iron Man, its very first movie in the MCU, they really handled that character development of Tony Stark really good.
Yeah.
And also, Robert Downey Jr.'s comeback, which is a huge plus. And from The Incredible Hulk to Captain America to the Avengers, you get a great build-up right there. And it took them like a few years to set that build-up, but it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of structure, and they did it perfectly right.
And that's what DC need to do. They need to establish the characters and then bring them together for some epic movie. Right. People will be more invested in the characters and therefore more invested in anything they're going to bring out. I think Iron Man was such a huge success, and then when we got the after credit scene in the Hulk movie with Edward Norton and the beautiful Liv Tyler, big arrow.
Exactly.
But, and the end credit scene, that movie, we had General Ross in a bar, pretty wasted, and then Tony Stark walks in, Right. And that was the first moment, and everyone was like, okay, where's this leading? But then you get Thor, and you get, Coulson, Coulson is in, I think he's in, every single one of these films.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is, right? And obviously we get the Avengers from that. I just think it grows organically, and if you're going to create a huge, especially comic book, because comic book fans are sensitive people. We're all sensitive people when it comes to our comic books, because we love these characters so much that if they're going to be put on a TV screen, they're going to be put on a cinema screen, we need to see the characters done right. People will enjoy them done right. Deadpool, proof of that. Yep. DC need to calm down. I think they need to take a step back. And don't think me and Wayne are massive DC haters, because the guy's already said his favorite comic book character is Batman. He has a big Wonder Woman poster on his wall behind him. We can both, I know we can both agree to this, Wayne, that For the Dark World is a really terrible movie.
Yeah, that's something we all gotta agree on. The Dark World is...
It's not good. Iron Man 2.
Right, and Iron Man 2 too. Exactly.
Marvel have had the hiccups, but they've come back from it. And I think DC can do that if they're willing just to take it easy. Get your characters established first, then build up to the big team-up movie. Like you said, it took Marvel a long time before they did that. But everyone was invested in the characters, and therefore they were invested in seeing them all in a movie rather than just kind of shoving it in our faces.
Right.
Huge that. Shoving it in our face. Like, here's Batman, here's Henry Cavill Superman, here's Wonder Woman, here's Flash, here's Cyborg. You know, we're also going to do like a Green Lantern tease. Here's something else, and yeah, it's just stop,
Yeah.
stop, calm down.
Take a chill pill for once, DC or Warner Brothers. Just stop.
Yeah, and just get things calculated again. And with Batgirl as well, I'm going to go back to Batgirl for a second. I don't know about you, but me personally, don't want to see a Batgirl movie. I want to see a Batman movie before I see a Batgirl movie.
And you know what? And you know what? Come to think about it, yeah, I actually do want to see a Batman movie before a Batgirl movie if they actually put a certain character of Batgirl in a Batman movie before her own movie, you know?
Yeah,
I mean,
like they did that with, I know Black Widow is getting her own movie now. I think Stan Lee said they are kind of working on building a Black Widow movie. And, you know, she's been in so many different Captain America movies, Avengers movies, and stuff like that. Hawkeye was introduced in 4. That's the first time we saw Hawkeye. So if we saw Batgirl there, then it's like, okay, let's get the interest in this character. Not everyone knows who Batgirl is. Make people interested in the character. Bam, hit them with a solo Batgirl movie once the interest is there. But to do it, I don't know. I just want, and Green Lantern is another one. Get Green Lantern in there because I want to see the Lanterns in all their glory and not that piece of crap movie that, God bless him, that Ryan Reynolds starred in. I actually feel bad for him for being in that movie. When the whole time, you know, he's just pacing back and forth like, I want to do Deadpool. I want to do Deadpool. Someone just give me Deadpool, folks. Give me Deadpool. And he's having to be Green Lantern. I'm like, oh, Ryan Reynolds.
Right. But, thank God for Ryan Reynolds. I mean, if it weren't for him starring in Green Lantern, we wouldn't have had Deadpool if he wanted his own movie of Deadpool. And Deadpool is a great movie. Also hilarious. I mean, they did the character right. They've done him justice. And a lot of references being put in. It's like every single reference in that movie that's like unbelievably funny.
Yeah. And the writers for Deadpool were Reed Reese and Paul Wernick, and they're actually coming back, or they have come back to do the script and stuff for Deadpool 2. So we've got the dream team together again. We're going to give you now a quick box office update on Black Panther because I checked the box office results just an hour ago and I was like, so surprised. So domestically, so Wayne, this is for you. It's made estimated over 400 million. International, so this is like 30 plus markets, including me here in the UK. It's made over 304 million. Globally, its total is estimated just over 700 million. Not only has it done that, but it's actually got the second largest second weekend of all time as well at the box office. Wayne, let me hear your thoughts on those incredible numbers.
First of all, this is my initial reaction when I first read the box office results. Yeah.
Like
that.
You know what I'm talking about. Wayne's a big wrestling fan and he knows he had girl face.
Yeah. And the whole DX phase, like right? Yeah, I'm a huge fan of wrestling as Caroline, so we both know our history and taste of wrestling.
That's right. We'll have a gift board that will go on for 5 minutes and it will just be wrestling gifts.
These box office results ain't no joke. I mean, everybody and their own mother has sold out every single ticket they have purchased to see it. Like this one movie theater that I went to all the time last night before seeing Annihilation. All the showtimes of Black Panther are completely sold out like crazy. That's dedication right there. And I've been seeing a lot of people in their traditional African clothing going into the film. Like, I they're all in their Black Panther shirts, in their cosplay, their traditional African shirts and whatnot. In fact, I just saw that one hilarious picture on Twitter. In fact, I actually just posted on the Geeks and Gamers on Facebook too. But this one dude in his Prince Hakeem cosplay of Eddie Murphy from Coming to America, I was like, what?
I've seen that. It's such a great picture.
Oh my god, that is too priceless not to post this.
I've seen that picture. I'm in hysterics right now. That picture is hell because I love that movie too. So I saw it, I immediately just started howling.
I've seen that movie like a bunch of times as far as I remember, but seeing that picture, it's incredible.
Go at a Black Panther screening as well. Good job, yeah.
Props to that cosplayer who had the galls to show up at the theater like a boss in that Prince Hakeem suit. Like, really, ain't that just beautiful? I mean,
yeah, I'm gonna clap too.
Way to go, man.
Yeah, you would totally do that given a chance. I can imagine you. Well, I mean, that's great to hear because there is a big difference between British cinema and American cinema. So to hear that people are actually going in traditional African clothing, they're going in the Black Panther t-shirts and cosplay and Prince Hakeem. I mean, that's just incredible stuff. I love that. Yeah. You know? I think I don't have a Black Panther t-shirt because goddamn, is it hard to get hold of Black Panther merchandise for a female in the UK. I'm not kidding you. This is like a online job. You have to order online. But I won't wear my Marvel t-shirt as I always do. Just like
right.
Yeah.
Oh. That speak right here. Yeah, I actually got this Black Panther tee right before the movie dropped last week from Amazon. Good old Amazon Prime.
It's a badass t-shirt. But congratulations to Brian Cooper, to Chadwick Boseman, to everyone who worked on Black Panther because it is a spectacular movie. I'm still not saying it's the best Marvel Studios movie of all time.
Definitely not.
But it's up there.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely up there. We're going to take some questions now from the Patreon community. And Wayne, you have one directed straight at you. So,
let's see.
Miguel. Hey, Miguel. You know I can't roll my R's yet. So, Miguel Pala, I'm so sorry. I need to get like a recording of Christina rolling her R's for me. He said, this is a tough question for Wayne. What inspires you to review movies and critique them?
You know, Miguel, that's actually a really good question for you to say that because what inspires me to do movie reviewing? Well, growing up, back in throughout the years as a huge movie buff myself, I actually take much more interesting in movie reviews than ever. I mean, when you take a look at these guys like Roger Ebert, Gene Siskel, or Richard Roeper, before we have online movie reviewers like Chris Stuckman or Jeremy Johns, the Schmoes, and even John Campea, of all people. Because back then, when I first time on Facebook, when I start doing film reviews, I feel like I didn't really give that much of a description or perspective on them or giving them much in-depth on them. But until that day, back in 2011, when I first started giving out my huge big speech back at the leadership conference at this one program that I'm still in years later called Best Buddies, which I'm pretty sure you've heard of that before too, Caroline. I'm not too sure.
Best Buddies? No.
Well, Best Buddies is like this type of program where you actually get to be with someone, or have a connection with somebody, with the best friend with intellectual or non-intellectual disabilities. Which actually, I'm still an ambassador. I'm part of that program years down the road, ever since that speech was given to me, because after that, I started doing my own. I decided to go my own way of reviewing, much more deeper, in a sense, because when I watch online movie critics like Stuckman Johns on YouTube, I started to take some more description from those guys and start doing it in my own way, like doing my own in perspective and describing of all things.
Your inspiration to write these reviews, where exactly did that come from?
Well, my inspiration of doing these reviews, well, like I said, I've been watching a lot of Siskel and Ebert videos and the reviews, so I take a lot of inspiration from them, mainly Roger Ebert, the late, great Roger Ebert. I started to take a lot of admiration from the guy that I admire and respect, even though we don't see eye to eye all the time. I still think that he has some great points given on film. And I'm very passionate on film.
You are.
Yeah.
I will be completely honest now. I've never known anyone that passionate about film than I have Wayne. Like, he's so incredibly passionate about film. Are you still reviewing a film daily?
Well, not everything daily, but whenever there's a certain new film coming out, I do go and see it right away. Like whenever there's an advanced screening coming out, or when I go see a screening of it on Thursdays or Fridays or Saturdays and any day, I tend to review those.
Miguel asked of me, what do you hope for Venom, the movie, to accomplish? I'm hoping Venom accomplishes what I hope for every single comic book movie to accomplish, and it's a good adaptation of story, of character, and a good overall adaptation of Venom into a film. Like, I know we've already brought it up already, but Deadpool, great adaptation. Iron Man, great adaptation.
Exactly.
Wonder Woman, great adaptation. That's all I want from Venom. I just want a good adaptation, because without that, it just, I mean, Venom in Spider-Man 3, right? And they had Eric from that 70s show, I think.
Yeah.
Eddie Brock, and he was Venom, and that sucked. That's not how you do Venom. So I know Tom Hardy now playing Venom. Sounds like, from what I've heard, they are really focusing it on the comic books, which is great to hear, because I don't think you can make a true comic book movie or one that's really outstanding or amazing unless you actually pick up a freaking comic book. And so many people don't do that. It does happen. But it sounds like Venom movies. It does sound so. That's all I want. I'm just hoping they accomplish a great adaptation from Venom from page to screen, and that's all I want. Gonna move on. Thomas Gilkey wants to ask favorite type of anime and worst type of anime. I'm not a big anime fan, so I can only give you one answer, which is Pokemon first season, part 1. They can't buy part 2 because it's too damn expensive, but I really like that. Wayne, I think you're more into anime than I am, so what is your favorite type of anime and your worst type of anime?
My best type of anime would be Cowboy Bebop, Pokemon Season 1, of course. Can't forget that. And I got 3 more coming. I also have, let's see, because there's a lot of classics in my mind. I can't even think straight. Like Yu Yu Hakusho. And I got 2 more coming on the way. And Elfen Lied, which I know me and Joe talked about that anime a lot.
Oh, my fiance, Joe?
Yeah, your
Yeah, my
fiance.
fiance and Wayne are buddies.
Neon Genesis Evangelion. That's all I can think of. And as for the worst types of anime, any anime that revolves around romantic types with anything with the subject matter of incest to me was such I am not a huge fan of at
Yeah.
all. I'd rather go with more of a betterly brother or sister develop relationships rather than incest in some sorts. I'd rather
Yes,
see
some
that.
animes can be quite seedy. Am I right in saying that they can be seedy?
Yeah, they can be seedy, especially in hentai, which is a very, very severe part of anime. You know, like hentai slash porn.
Oh, like anime porn. Did
Yeah,
you know that? Yeah, no, I did know that was a thing because I think it's in Japan or China. Porn is actually illegal, and they can have live action porn, but the areas are
but the
like covered. The
areas,
areas are covered by like
right?
a black strip.
Yeah,
But
or
in anime, they don't have to do that, and they can show the areas.
right in the more distorted parts of areas
Mm,
or subliminal messages going on in these hentai. But
yeah.
yeah,
Doesn't sound like my cup of tea either, to be honest.
no,
I can imagine
no.
sitting there like watching. And if that's your thing and you're one of our viewers who is watching anime porn, then all the best to you.
Hentai is not my thing either, except maybe one which actually has a story, and that's Bible Black.
The next question is from Thomas Gilkey, and this is our last one as well. And he wants to know favorite comic book movie that is not Iron Man, The Avengers, The Dark Knight, or Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So you've got to take out those movies, and then what's your favorite comic book movie besides those?
That's really easy.
Yeah?
M. Night Shyamalan's Unbreakable.
Is that a
That's all
comic
I
book movie?
Yeah, it's actually a comic book movie with actual comic book elements to that film.
My favorite comic book movie, really obvious answer. I've mentioned it 3 times already, I think, during this podcast. Deadpool. Deadpool is an amazing comic book movie. It's the best adaptation of a comic book character I've seen go from page to screen. Watching that film was like reading a graphic novel and having the graphic novel come to life before my eyes. It was that good. And it didn't even have a huge budget. The budget was something like $52 million.
$52 million.
It was so small, and what an excellent movie they put together. And then you think the Justice League budget, what was that, like a ridiculous amount. We know it's going to be a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, it's going to be a real huge amount for sure.
Right, and you think of how good Deadpool was on that tiny budget compared to Batman versus Superman, Justice League, and these bigger budget movies. And I know Batman v Superman made its money back at the box office. It was like the biggest selling. No, Civil War was the biggest comic book movie of the year, that particular year. But then it was actually Batman v Superman. But then crawling up behind them was Deadpool. Deadpool was right there, number 3. So yeah, easy answer for me would be Deadpool. One answer that I don't think anyone would expect from me, which I do really like, is Watchmen. Watchmen is a really cool comic book movie.
Yeah. Watchmen's my favorite Zack Snyder film, next to Dawn of the Dead remake.
Completely forgot Zack Snyder directed that movie.
I know, that was like his very first movie too.
Oh, God, that's crazy.
I know.
I'll bring Watchmen back. Give him Watchmen to do. He's clearly good at doing that, so that's fine. Before we leave, it is Sunday today. We are recording on a Sunday, which means tonight is WWE Elimination Chamber. I will be doing the crazy ass wrestling fan thing that everyone does who lives in the UK, if they are indeed a crazy ass wrestling fan, and that is staying up till 4 a.m. to watch the pay-per-view.
A crazy time for the Britons, for wrestling fans to stay up to watch wrestling.
It always has been, my friend. That's why I have permanent black marks underneath my eyes from all the years staying up till 4 a.m., 5 a.m. to watch WWE. But really cool, because we are getting our first ever women's Elimination Chamber match, which I'm really excited about. So, Wayne, before we go, I just want to get your predictions on who do you think will win, or who do you want to win the WWE Women's Elimination Chamber match, but also the men's match as well.
As far as I think of who will win the Women's Elimination Chamber, it's a tie between Sasha or Bailey. That's the only two I can think of who will win. Mm-hmm. So as for the men's, my money is going to Braun. I'm a huge Braun fan. I love everything he does, especially with this big cholo that he has that he used to.
That was hilarious! Yeah, he hello out to the ring, and I was like, still looks like a guitar because he's so freaking big.
He looks so freaking huge, though. I mean, look at the size of that base.
He's a beast. My picks are different from yours. My picks for the women's match, man, it's tough for me because there's not a lot of women. You know, I'm a big Paige fan. I know you're a Paige fan too, and it sucks
same
right now because I would want Paige in that match. I like Alexa Bliss. I do like Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
At the same time, I hate Alexa Bliss, but she plays a heel, so if I hate her, the girl's doing a good job.
Yeah. Like a love-hate relationship thing going on between her.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mickie James. And for the men, I think my top says it all right here.
I know. You're a huge Finn Balor fan.
Huge Finn Balor fan. But I'm a big Finn Balor fan. I think he's incredible. But I'll also be happy if Braun Strowman wins. If you guys are wrestling fans, and if any of the wrestlers that we chose to win the Elimination Chamber didn't win, please make fun of us. Or give us your sympathies. That would be the kind thing to do. And I hope you guys, if you are watching Elimination Chamber, all enjoy the show. Me and Wayne will be watching it, and I guarantee we'll be thoroughly enjoying it too. You can also join our All Wrestling exclusive group on Facebook, which is Pro Wrestling Nation, aka PWN. Why when I do stuff like that, it always sounds American?
Because that's what you do best. It's PWA American.
All right, guys. Wayne, where can people find you on the old internet? I'm 50.
Well, you can always find me anywhere on geeksandgamers.com. You know, I always post on the main Facebook group, the Geeks and Gamers group. Well, the last time I heard, I was like the mostly posted active viewer on that group. So
you are. Wayne is currently number one at making posts, comments, you know, any interaction pretty much on the Facebook group. He is number one. He will talk to you about anything. Everything, I swear. So many fun conversations I know we've had as well.
Especially
you still couldn't get my fiance to stop me from watching The Dark World, like.
Yeah. And my main Twitter access is Wayne Darnell R. That's like 2 dashes, but that's like 2 dashes between Wayne and Darnell, and 1 other dash is between Darnell and the R. But also my main Facebook ad is Wayne Reed III. Don't be afraid to send me requests, and I'll add you up there in an instant. Because I'm always the most active member on the Geeks and Gamers Facebook group. Because, well, anytime if you want to recommend me a movie or a show or anime that I haven't seen, then don't be afraid to recommend me some, or even with a conversation or whatever. Because let's face it, I don't bite.
You don't bite, and you watch so much.
Oh yeah. I almost forgot one thing. I also have an Instagram account as well under Wayne's World 93.
Wayne's World, part of time.
Excellent. Yeah, I get that a lot with that name, with that under that inspiration.
You love Wayne's World.
Exactly. It's one of my all-time favorites. That says it all right there.
Yeah, when Wayne's World 1 and 2 is one of mine as well. But like I said, you can catch Wayne on Instagram, Facebook. Always catch him in the Facebook discussion group, the geeksandgamers.com. You can catch me at Kaz the Geek on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And that'll be it for this week. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next week.